problem with most Muslims like her, who has been indoctrinated since young, is the misplaced belief that they are the chosen ones, no different from the Jews, who thinks they are the chosen ones, and who believe they are the only Muslims, and everybody else that does not subscribe to their religion is destined for hell and is therefore kafir.
Bila ada kematian orang bukan Islam, kadang-kadang ada yang Muslim mengucapkan RIP ataupun rest in peace, ataupun mungkin ada orang panggil RIP terus ya. Okey, jadi sebenarnya boleh tak kita mendoakan rest in peace kepada orang yang bukan beragama Islam ataupun non-Muslim? Saya rasa benda ni ramai kita buat. So kalau ada berita orang meninggal ke, kita akan tulis RIP, RIP, RIP. Kalau orang Muslim tak apalah, kita memang ucap doa. Tapi sebenarnya untuk orang kafir ataupun orang bukan Islam, tidak dibolehkan kita mendoakan kesejahteraan selepas dia mati. Jadi kita simply letak RIP, sebab itu dah ramai orang letak kan. Jadi tak boleh sebenarnya. Sebab rest in peace maksud dia ialah semoga bersemadi dengan aman, dengan nyaman. Padahal kita tak boleh mendoakan kesejahteraan untuk roh orang yang secara zahirnya memang dia bukan Islam. Ya, jadi Islam. Ya, jadi kita ubah RIP ataupun rest in peace kepada ucapan condolence yang lain, ucapan berkabung, ucapan takziah yang lain. Contohnya, saya bersimpati dengan kematian tersebut, semoga keluarga tabah menghadapinya. Jadi bukan maksud tak boleh ucap apa-apa langsung, boleh menunjukkan simpati kita kepada yang mati, simpati kita kepada keluarga boleh, tapi tak boleh kita ucap rest in peace kerana itu bermaksud bersemadilah dengan nyaman. Padahal kita tak dibenarkan mendoakan roh orang yang bukan Islam. Jadi jelas ucapan RIP atau rest in peace bukan sekadar ucapan, tapi sebenarnya ia adalah doa. Jadi bila kita dah ada ilmu, jangan mudah untuk mengikut-ngikut, tetapi bagilah ucapan lain ya, ucapan-ucapan takziah pun boleh, ucapan saya bersimpati pun boleh, ataupun kalau bahasa Inggeris I'm sorry for the loss pun boleh, kecuali mendoakan untuk roh si mati yang kita tahu dia mati dalam keadaan tidak beragama Islam. Boleh ya?
I have said it many times before. Kafir comes from the Arab word kufar. Kufur means ingkar. Ingkar means violate. Okay, means do not conform. Okay, now kafir means do not conform. Do not conform to what? To whatever that Allah ordains. So what does Allah ordains? In a broader context, without touching on rituals, because most sekarang ni Muslims today is all about form over matter. About the rituals, about semayang betul ke tak, puasa, pergi haji, it's all about that. You do all that, and then you commit the most heinous crime, bunuh orang ke, rasuah ke, fitnah ke, it doesn't matter because you are deemed Muslim because you comply with the rituals. Wherever they got that from, they don't even know what's in the Quran. Most Muslims, I tak kata semua, there are many learned Muslims as well. Okay, now but this stems from what? When she says jangan ucap rest in peace. Rest in peace is like macam Assalamualaikum to somebody, salam pada orang hidup, Assalamualaikum, peace be upon you. You wish peace to everybody, to binatang. So therefore when you say something to someone who has passed, rest in peace means that you rest, and we hope that you are in good state in meeting your creator. Your creator yang maha adil, whoever that creates you, whatever you believe, will evaluate you, will assess you, and hopefully you rest in peace, and you'll be in glad tidings. Because how do we know orang yang kita panggil kafir tu, how do we know that they rank higher in the eyes of the Almighty than us? Kita lebih pada rituals, tapi kita perangai punya teruk. Kita advocate divisiveness, kita advocate toxicity, anything but love. Tapi kita so sure orang yang bukan macam kita ni is called kafir. You panggil dia terus kafir. Kafir means offender atau offend. Jadi bila kita buat benda salah, kita pun kafir. Kita buat benda kufur, kita kafir. Nobody is permanently kafir. Bukan nama Acong terus kafir, Ramasani terus kafir. No. Ali pun buat benda kafir. Satu hari berapa benda kita buat benda yang kufur. Tak kala kita buat benda kufur, kita pun kafir. Tak kala kita buat benda yang Allah suruh, kita mukmin. Jadi it is dynamic, it's not fixed. Bukan kalau you Islam terus je. Kalau you comply lah, kalau you ikut. Jadi Islam ni is not automatic, it's not an entitlement. You are Islam when you conform to perintah Allah and you jauhi larangan Allah. Orang yang tak percaya Allah ke apapun, tapi kalau dia buat benda yang Allah suruh, mungkin dia tak tahu Allah suruh yang tu, dia buat benda tu, dia beriman pada Allah punya hukum, Allah punya perintah. Allah kata be kind, be fair, tolong orang miskin, tolong anak yatim, amankan orang, jangan bagi orang berkelahi, tata kelola negara, rule dengan adil, dengan saksama. Kalau dia buat benda macam tu, dia dah ikut perintah Allah, walaupun dia tak tahu Allah tu Tuhan. Tapi orang Islam, nama dia kata Allahu Akbar, dia kata asyhadu an la ilaha illallah. Dia kata dia percaya, dia ikut pesuruh Allah, tapi semua yang Nabi suruh, semua yang Allah suruh, semua dia langgar. Dia fitnah, dia songlap duit, dia macam-macam benda. Dia menipu, dia mencerca orang, dia menghina orang, dia do all kinds of things under the sun yang salah. Tapi pasal dia bungkus kepala, dia pakai ketayap, dia ada janggut, dia kata dia bersih. Jadi orang macam ni, they are what we call as holier than thou. Maknanya dia lagi suci, dia lagi alim daripada orang lain. Jadi bila perempuan ni kata haram, rest in peace, it comes from the fact that bagi dia, orang yang bukan agama dia ni, bukan ikut ajaran dia, akan patut masuk neraka, and dia akan tak aman, dia will suffer. Dia dah sure dah, dia sure yang hanya dia dan sewaktu dengannya aja yang masuk syurga. Jadi kita boleh kata glad tidings, boleh puji rest in peace apa semua hanya untuk orang yang beriman. This is where it is. Maknanya dia boleh decide siapa. Sedangkan even kita punya nabi-nabi, even rasul, sampai ujung minta ke Allah, ihdinas siratal mustaqim, they don't know where they will end up, they don't know whether they've done enough. Itulah petanda orang beriman. They don't even know where they stand in the eyes of God. They're not sure about what they're doing is right, but they are forever seeking the truth. This is what Al-Fatihah, which Muslims recite 17 times a day. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin, all praises be to Allah, the creator of the alam. Ar-Rahman Rahim, Maha Penyayang, Maha Pengasih, Pengasih Maha Penyayang, Ar-Rahman Rahim. You puji Allah tu lagi, okay? Malik Yaumiddin, the Lords of the world, the Lord of the Lord, Raja segala raja, Malik Yaum of today and the end of days, Malik Yaumiddin. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim, Malik Yaumiddin, iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Maknanya after that you pledge allegiance, to you I live and to you I die and I serve. Maknanya you pledge allegiance. Tak ada orang lain I sembah, only to you. Okay, you pledge allegiance, the next one. Then after you do that, then the request come, ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Maknanya Muslim disuruh buat kata tu all the time, means place me on the right path. If you're so bloody cocksure that you are already on the right path, you minta ihdinas siratal mustaqim untuk apa lagi? You minta divine guidance to be on the right path for what? If you're so bloody sure you are on the right path and orang lain is off the path, you so sure. Jadi pasal apa you nak minta tolong? You nak minta ni semua. Lepas tu ihdinas siratal mustaqim, siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim. Which one? The path that you bless. You bagi tahu kat your creator, you minta the path that you bless. You pun tak tahu path mana yang dia bless, tapi you minta yang mana yang dia bless. Blessed path. Bukan ghairil maghdubi alaihim, not the cursed path. Yang damned, the path that is damned, yang salah, yang salah punya path. Walad dolin. Neither yang sesat. Yang sesat. So maknanya you minta ke Allah, put me on the right path, on the straight path, that you redai, yang you blessed, not the one yang you marah, you benci, you murka, dan bukan juga yang sesat. Means you don't know where the hell you're going. That is the most humble doa yang Nabi ajar pada kita, and what Muslim are supposed to do. That is humility. If you read that and you internalize that, no Muslim will ever say they are right, orang lain salah. Dia punya kepercayaan betul, orang lain punya kepercayaan salah. Any Muslim who tells you that is not a Muslim. The day he says he is right, orang lain salah, that is no longer a Muslim. You don't follow that. That is already sesat. That is already kafir. Because dia tak internalize Al-Fatihah. So, simple as that. Jadi, bila perempuan ni, dia kata, haram, tak boleh kata rest in peace pada orang kafir. That stems from the fact that bagi dia betul, orang lain salah. So, therefore, that's no longer Muslim. Dia rasa dia Muslim. Dia rasa bila dia mati tu, dia masih mati sebagai Islam. So dia bagi kita alternatif, dia mungkin niat baik lah, dia bagi alternatif, boleh kata, we are sorry for your loss, apa, whatever lah. Tapi rest in peace bagi dia tak boleh. Eksklusif hanya untuk orang Islam saja. Inilah the perverse beliefs indoctrinated in our schools. This is what Kementerian Pelajaran, this is what the government have to change the mindset of the Muslims. Terapkan nilai-nilai Islam sebenarnya mengikut ajaran Quran dan hadis. Bukan ajaran lebay-lebay who are holier than thou, that teaches us to be more divisive, more toxic, and more hated by people, and the Muslim stays in the state of confusion in perpetuity, despised by the world, and don't even understand why the world is against them. Sampai bila kita nak bangun, sampai bila orang Islam nak ada zaman kegemilangan balik? That can only happen kalau kita manifest the real divine teachings of Allah. For now, we have forsaken the real Islam. Ummah kita kebanyakannya adopt agama yang dia panggil Islam, tapi anything but Islam. And you tengok how the world react to us. And kita kata world yang salah, world yang tak suka Islam. Apa nak kata world tak suka Islam? Orang Islam pun ramai tak suka Islam yang dipraktis sekarang ni di negara ni. Nak kata apa? Orang Islam pun ada yang nak keluar dari Islam. So, where is the failure? Allah punya agama kah failure? Kah kita sebagai ambassadors of Islam, we have just memfitnah agama Allah and we have misrepresented Islam. So, jadi kalau orang Islam pun kita misrepresent kat dia orang, and Islam pun tak indah pada orang Islam, salah non-Muslim ke tak suka Islam? Salah non-Muslim kan nampak Islam tu tak cantik? Salah Allah ke? Ke salah kita sebagai Muslim failing to mengilhami Islam, failing to manifest Islam? Kita punya message bukan message of love. Kita punya message of superiority. Kita punya message is message of exclusivity. We are the chosen ones, orang lain are not. Apa beza kita dengan Yahudi who says that they are just chosen one? So, tak ada beza kan? So, tapi kita kutuk Yahudi. Semua tak betul pasal Yahudi. Yahudi ni Allah benci, pasal dia rasa dia terpilih. Tapi Muslim buat panggil sama, tak heran. Is it a wonder now, everywhere in the world, orang Islam lah paling tersiksa sekarang ni. So, Allah uji ke? Ke Allah punish? Think. Pakai otak, buka hati, think. Kalau betul-betul doa, minta Allah guidance. Minta Allah petunjuk. Letakkan kita di dalam the right path. And if you ask to be placed on the right path, you don't be bloody sure you are already on the right path. Kalau you dah percaya sangat you on the right path, you minta tu olok-olok. Macam Perli. You think Allah will listen to you and put you on the right path? You patutnya you pun tak, don't be so cocksure that you are doing what you are doing is right, that your belief is right. You ask for petunjuk. You ask. You be a truth seeker. When you become a truth seeker, then you will get revelations. then you will receive enlightenment. Then you will be divinely guided because you seek divine guidance. Bukan you kata you are divine and therefore you minta divine guidance. Apa tu? Anyway, I don't want to digress. I don't want to be rambling. But to me, I tengok this kind of video, I become sad. Because what has kita punya ummah become? And this woman, dia rasa dia cakap betul. Dia bukan cakap tu dengan niat jahat. Tak. Tapi itu kepercayaan dia. Nak buat macam mana? Dia daripada sekolah, she's been indoctrinated that way. Believing that we are right, orang lain salah. So, nak buat macam mana? It has to begin, the detoxification has to begin from school, from education system, and parents, Muslim parents yang enlightened, begin to create a more pristine punya generation, a more dignified generation, who are not so self-absorbed, and who believe that they are beyond, beyond mortality lah, macam maksum. Enough lah, cukup. Ajar anak kita to be humble, ajar anak kita to be objective, ajar anak kita to be truth seekers and inclusive and spread love and be rahmatan lil alamin. That means be a blessing to the alam. Wherever we be, we make sure people are pleased with us. We assist people. We elevate people's misery. We teach people. We feed people. We use our strength to help the weak. We use our knowledge to enlighten the orang yang tak pandai sangat. The less enlightened. We use our wealth to help the poor. We use our strength to help the sick. Do that. Be a blessing. And when we do that, that is fulfilling the purpose of life. That becomes what the Creator loves of us. That is Islam. Tapi at the end of the day, alas, which Muslims agree with me? I doubt it. I doubt it. Maybe some, but most will not agree because they will think I'm rambling, because most Muslims believe they are right, orang lain salah. I'll be happy to be proven wrong. I'll be happy if Muslims say, no, you have misread us. We agree with you. We see your point, and Islam tu indah seperti mana yang you gambarkan. That is at best wishful thinking. I'll be happy to stand corrected kalau I'm mistaken in assessing the majority of Muslims in this country. Assalamualaikum.
If anything in this video resonated with you, be sure to like it, share it with your friends, leave a comment, and as always, don't forget to subscribe.
So if you have any interesting ideas that can help build a better Malaysia, please put them in the comment section. And if you haven't subscribed, do subscribe. The subscription is free, you don't have to pay money. And we don't, YouTube doesn't give us your information. So there's no list of subscribers. I just know the number of subscribers, but no information about who the subscribers are. And we are not monetized, so there's no advertisements. When you click on our videos, you straight away watch our videos. You don't have to see annoying ads. Anyway, now please subscribe if you haven't done so, and please share our videos far and wide. Terima kasih. Wassalam.